Marcus Hale had never been late a day in his life. Not to work, not to his daughter's school events, not to the promises he whispered to her every night. But that morning, something in his daughter's eyes told him to pay attention. 7-year-old Layla usually danced into the kitchen, humming little songs she made up, but today, she was silent. To still, her tiny hands pushed her eggs around the plate as if she were too tired to lift the fork. "Baby girl," Marcus said gently, "you're not eating." She shrugged. "Not hungry. You feeling okay? Someone say something to you?" Another shrug, but her lip trembled barely, but enough for a father who loved fiercely to notice. He leaned down and kissed her forehead. "You know Daddy's always got your back, right?" She nodded, but her eyes stayed down. Marcus walked her to the bus stop, watching her climb on with shoulders tucked in. When the bus pulled away, his chest tightened. Something was wrong, and he wasn't about to ignore it. He clocked out of work early. He was going to the school. The cafeteria buzzed with noise when he walked in. Kids shouting, laughing, dropping milk cartons, teachers weaving through the tables. Marcus scanned the room. Then he saw her. Layla was standing by a table, alone, holding her tray too close to her chest. And around her were 5 kids. Bigger kids. Older kids. They circled her like vultures. Marcus froze, anger instantly boiling in his veins. A tall boy leaned in. "You can't sit here. Seats are for real students." A girl smirked. "Did your dad finally get enough money for lunch today?" Another boy snorted. "Probably stole it." Marcus took a step forward but stopped when he saw something else. Layla wasn't crying. She wasn't yelling. She was shaking silently, and she whispered, "Please, I just want to sit." The tall boy slapped her tray out of her hands. It crashed to the floor, food splattering across her shoes. The cafeteria went quiet, just for a moment. Just long enough for Marcus to hear his own breath crack. He started to move, but before he reached them, a shadow shifted behind the bullies. Someone had stood up, a boy maybe 11, small, dark-skinned, clothes, faded and too big. Marcus recognized him from earlier school events. A quiet kid, one who kept to himself. He walked up and stood between Layla and the bullies. "Pick it up," he said calmly. The tall boy scoffed. "Who's gonna make me?" The smaller boy didn't flinch. "Not me." He pointed to the ceiling, to the camera, and the principal, "because I have the video of what you just did yesterday." The bullies paled instantly. The tall boy dropped to his knees, scooping the food up fast. "Fine, whatever, chill." But the quiet boy's voice grew colder. "Apologize for what?" "For everything." The boy looked at Layla, then back at him. His jaw tightened. "Sorry." And the group scrambled away like they were fleeing a wildfire. Marcus stood frozen, breathless, stunned. His daughter had been bullied, and this boy had become her shield. He approached them slowly. Layla looked up with terrored eyes. "Daddy?" But Marcus dropped to one knee and pulled her into his arms. "I'm so sorry, baby. I'm so sorry you went through this." She clung to him, tiny fists gripping his shirt. When he looked up, the boy was already starting to walk away. "Hey, Marcus," called gently. The boy stopped, but didn't turn. "Come here, son." He hesitated, then walked over carefully, almost like he expected trouble. "What's your name?" Marcus asked. "Caleb, you okay?" The boy shrugged. "I'm used to it." Marcus's heart twisted sharply. That wasn't a sentence any child should know. "You helped my daughter," Marcus said. "That means more than I can ever tell you." Caleb shifted uncomfortably. "She's the only one who talks to me." Layla peeked up. "He shares his crayons with me every day." Marcus looked at him, really looked, clothes too worn, shoes nearly broken, eyes carrying things no child should carry. "You eaten today?" Marcus asked softly. Caleb shrugged again. That was enough of an answer. "Come sit with us," Marcus said. "All 3 of us are having lunch." They sat together at a small table. Marcus bought 2 new lunches, one for Layla, one for Caleb. Caleb ate slowly at first, like he wasn't sure he was allowed. Then faster, realizing it was real. "You live close by?" Marcus asked. "Across the street from the gas station." "With your parents?" "My mom, she works nights." "A lot of nights?" Marcus nodded silently. He knew that life. He grew up in that life. "Has anyone told the school about the bullying?" he asked. Caleb shook his head. "Doesn't matter. Teachers don't see it. Kids like us, we learn to deal with it." Layla's small voice squeezed in. "But we don't have to be alone anymore." Caleb stared at her like he didn't understand what being included felt like. Marcus swallowed the ache building in his throat. This wasn't just about his daughter. This was about every kid falling through the cracks. He stood up, voice steady. "Come on, we're talking to the principal." Caleb froze. "No, don't. It's okay," Marcus said, placing a calm hand on his shoulder. "I'm not here to complain. I'm here to change things." And he meant it. The meeting lasted 2 hours. Marcus didn't raise his voice. He didn't hurl accusations. He didn't demand punishment. He told the truth. He explained what he saw, what these kids endured, and what the school kept missing. He talked about cameras, blind spots, lunchroom corners no adult watched, the places where cruelty grew unchallenged. The principal listened, really listened. By the end, she said quietly, "Mr. Hale, you're right, we failed them." And that day, the entire school system shifted. New supervision plans, new lunch monitors, a new anti-bullying program. teachers, trained to recognize silent suffering, but the biggest change wasn't something on paper, it was something unspoken. When Marcus and Layla left the office, Caleb waited outside. Nervous? You mad at me? He asked on Marcus crouched down in front of him. No, son, he said softly. I'm proud of you. You stood up for someone. You protected her when she needed it. Caleb blinked hard. Fighting emotion? No one ever says they're proud of me. Well, Marcus said, pulling him into a hug. You're hearing it now. Layla wrapped her little arms around them both. Daddy, can he come to our house today? Marcus smiled. Any day he wants. Caleb's voice cracked. I'd like that. Weeks passed. Layla was laughing again, eating again, sleeping again. Caleb became part of the family. Movie nights, homework at the table, dinner filled with stories. And Marcus realized something powerful. Sometimes the people who save your children are the ones you end up saving right back. Months later, during a school assembly, Caleb stood on stage to receive a Courage and Leadership Award. As he scanned the crowd, he saw Marcus and Layla cheering louder than anyone. He smiled, a full, bright smile Marcus had never seen before, a smile of a boy who finally felt like he belonged. And Marcus understood the truth. Showing up that day didn't just change his daughter's life, it changed a boy's life. It changed his life. Sometimes a single moment of courage becomes the lifeline someone else has been praying for, and sometimes the greatest heroes are children who choose kindness when the world gives them none.